If you've ever taken sales seriously, then you understand that there is such a thing as taking it too seriously. Today, we're talking with Mr. Ethan, and he joined the Sales Dojo, and that was kind of his story. He was taking it too seriously. And because of that, he ended up just kind of shooting himself in the foot and missing out on deals that he knew that he could be closing, and just overall not really having a good time with, the thing that he was spending 8, 10, 12 hours a day doing with his life, and therefore kind of not enjoying his life as a process. So I'm excited for you to meet Ethan today. We're going to talk a little bit about his journey, what his biggest learnings were, and any pieces of advice he has for somebody who might just be experiencing the same thing he was. So first question I have for you, Ethan, is tell me a little bit about your sales experience, your background, and where are we coming from? What's created Ethan today?
What's created the killer sat here?
What's created the monster?
So my background, it was in personal training. I've been in the sales space now for exactly 1 year. I actually think it was
your anniversary?
Not today bang on, but it was October was the month I actually closed my first ever deal. That was when I closed my first ever sale, and I didn't even know what high ticket closing was before September.
That's awesome.
So discovered it, I think it was very end of August, if we're being pedantic, but very end of August, discovered what high ticket closing was from a previous mentor of mine, actually, when I was trying to become an online fitness coach. That was the vehicle I was going down. I went from PT to online fitness coach. I was working long hours in the gym. I was getting fed up of being sat in that car park in the cold, in the dark, early mornings, late night finishes. And I thought, I need a vehicle. I need an avenue that can provide me higher income, first off, which will then also allow me to have real freedom and control in my own life.
Huge.
So whatever avenue could get me there, that's the one I needed to go down. And my old mentor, back when I was a fitness coach, said, well, look, if you feel as though your passion is dying for this, have you ever considered doing remote sales? Because you've got skills when it comes to chatting with people, and I feel as though you'd be good with it. I was like, I've got no idea what that is, dude. Looked into it, and then in September, basically just dived headfirst into the space. Right, just started to try and absorb as much content, information, things like that as I could.
Yeah.
And from there, obviously, the journey just gets going, right? You realize that this space isn't like any other occupation. You're more like a professional athlete than you are an employee or a worker. And that was like a pivotal mindset shift. It was going from a worker mindset that's very limited and restricted to like an entrepreneurial mindset.
Big shift. It's a big shift.
As a sales rep and a closer, at the end of the day, you are your own business, really, aren't you?
For sure. So you got into sales, got into closing, and I know we only have about 4 minutes here, but what was it like? What was life like, I guess, over the first few months that you were kind of selling specifically selfishly before you found the Sales Dojo? What was life like? Like, how much were you making? How much were you working? How did you feel?
Yeah. So when I started out, I think obviously I'd set myself quite reasonable expectations. I didn't expect, you don't join something and then start making 10,000 a month within your first month, unless you are some freak of nature, right?
Well, there's a lot of people on that.
Yeah, exactly. It was tough. Yeah, it was get your head down and understand you've just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and you've got to devote yourself to this and really put your all into it if you're determined to be a success, right? So I was making about, if we keep it in dollars to keep it simple, I was making $5,000 a month, I would say. And that was pretty good. That was pretty decent. When I first started, obviously it was 2, right?
Yeah.
Went from 2, then it was 5. And I sort of hovered around that point. And that was about the most I'd actually ever made as a personal trainer at the height of my business. So I was like, okay, at least I've matched it. I've matched it within 6 months of knowing it was even a thing, right?
Pretty sweet.
But that wasn't what I knew I deserved and what I really wanted in my life. I'd set that goal where I wanted to make at least 10,000 a month, right? That was the one that had the pin in. And then, of course, I found the dojo. right?
Yeah.
Dived into this community, and this was really an advanced step up. It was like focusing quite a lot on internal mastery, congruency, and finding that alignment between not only your skills, but like how you're showing up day to day and like who you are as a person. And sales is the law of the mirror, right? Your prospect reflects who you are. So I started to establish those skills, and then obviously just being inside of a community of people who are doing far better than you, or at least making more money. Obviously, it depends how tangible we want to say they're better, right? But people who are achieving goals you aspire to.
Yeah.
It just motivated me, right? It made me realize, like, small fish, big pond. I've got a lot to learn. I need to dedicate myself even harder, work even harder. And then I'm assuming the next question is going to be, what changed in terms of income? Where did that then take us?
I mean, we can. It's up to you.
So, of course, in September, and this meant a lot to me, like really, really meant a lot. And I'd almost made it my mission because that was bang on a year. So last month, September, would have been bang on a year since I even knew what this space was and that it existed. I hit $17,000 US for the month in commissions, pocketed, take home.
Absolutely wild.
Which is the most I've ever made, of course, within the space of 1 year, from zero sales experience beforehand.
Dude, that's huge. That's huge. Congratulations. I'm super excited for you because I know it's only the beginning. The beginning. So
sure.
for you, last question I'll ask you here. For anybody who, they hear your story and they hear where you came from, maybe they were a PT, maybe they came from selling their own fitness services, or maybe they just resonate with like wanting to have more and just wanting to go for it. What's one piece of advice that you would give like past version of you, or that person who really resonates with who you used to be?
I'd say go and look at yourself in the mirror and like really look into your own eyes and believe in what you are truly capable of, but firmly really believe it, because the only thing standing between you and the version of yourself who has achieved everything you want in your life, can support your loved ones, your family, can have those niceties and reach that pinnacle, the only thing standing in your way is fear. And fear is what's going to stop you from taking that first step. The moment you take that first step, all it takes is just to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And I can guarantee you are then going to become the guarantee of your own success.
Bars.
Mic drop.
Dude. It's huge. We'll appreciate you. Excited for you.
Thanks
so much for taking the time. And I know this will resonate for somebody. It's huge.
No worries at all. It's been a pleasure, Christian. Thanks very much, my man.
Enjoy your Tuesday, dude. I'll see you soon.
You too. Peace out, my brother.